Stop. You've heard it your whole life. Left versus right. Liberals versus conservatives. Democrats versus Republicans. Progress versus tradition. But here's my question. What if these categories are misleading? What if left and right aren't opposites at all, but reflections of the same human struggle, shifting across time? In this video, I want to take you on a journey through history, psychology, myths, and even surprising flips to show you why the divide is not what it seems. The story begins in France, 1789. The National Assembly was divided. On the left sat the revolutionaries. On the right, the defenders of monarchy and tradition. That physical seating chart gave us the words left and right. At first, they were literal positions, but over time, they became symbols. Left meant change. Right meant order. But here's the thing. The meanings evolved, and what was radical left in one century often became the new normal in the next. So from the start, left and right were less about fixed ideologies and more about context. Let's pause here and lay out the basics. The left is often associated with equality, redistribution, progressive social reforms, regulation of markets. The right is often associated with individual liberty, free markets, social order, conserving tradition. But is it really that simple? Consider this. Many leftist governments defend markets when it benefits them. Many right-leaning leaders expand welfare when it secures loyalty. So already we see overlap, we see borrowing, we see blurred lines. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A podcast from the Baker Center asks, is the political left and right a myth? Their argument? Most people don't fit neatly into one box, because politics isn't just one axis, it's multiple dimensions. Imagine a cube, not a line. Economic beliefs, social beliefs, cultural identity, foreign policy, authoritarianism versus liberty. People hold strange mixes. Liberal on social issues, conservative on economics, authoritarian on security, progressive on education. And if that's true, then calling someone simply left or right is like describing a painting with one color. But let's go deeper, into psychology. A 2023 study in Nature Human Behavior tested whether liberals or conservatives differ in how they process truth and bias. Here's what they found. Conservatives were less truth-discerning overall. Liberals were more biased toward information that fit their worldview. But these gaps were small. So here's the paradox. Each side has cognitive blind spots. Each side has ways of fooling itself. And isn't that fascinating? That the divide exists not only in politics, but in how our brains accept or reject information. I'll be honest, when I first read this study, it made me uncomfortable, because I started asking myself, where am I biased? Where am I refusing to see the truth? And maybe that's the most important question you can ask too. Let's explore a strange phenomenon, the flip. Sometimes, the right becomes the left, and the left becomes the right. The American Enterprise Institute argued that what's considered conservative today may once have been progressive. Think about civil rights, labor protections, women's suffrage. Once radical, now mainstream. And on the flip side, certain left-wing causes, like free speech absolutism, were historically championed by progressives. Now, often defended by conservatives. So the compass spins. And the question is not, am I on the left or right? But rather, what direction is history moving? And where do I stand on the curve? If the left and right are blurry, if ideologies overlap, if our brains are biased on both sides, then maybe the real divide isn't left versus right. Maybe it's openness versus fear, change versus stability, universal versus tribal, control versus freedom. And every society, Every generation wrestles with these tensions in different ways. So when someone asks, "Are you left or right?" you might say, "I am more than one word. I am a mix. I am changing." So here we are. We started in France. We walked through ideologies. We challenged the binary myth. We looked at psychology. We traced the flips. And we ended beyond labels. If there's one thing I hope you take from this video, it's this. Don't box yourself in. Don't reduce others. And don't accept easy categories. Because left and right are illusions. But truth is never simple. If you felt your perspective shift, even slightly, subscribe. Share this with someone who lives in the box. And keep thinking.